It is indeed a happy occasion to have Dr. Rajendra Singh joining us on this webinar. As I was saying yesterday, water does not belong to you and me. It belongs to the planet. This is because we don't make any fresh water molecule on this planet at atmospheric temperature and pressure. All that water that is made, of course we make water during combustion, during breathing, we convert carbohydrate to carbon dioxide and water. But then this water was made originally on this planet. So it is our duty to hand over this water to the future generations safely. The only way to do that well, but there are many methods, most effective method of doing this is rainwater harvesting. Pioneers in this area are addressing us in this webinar series. Yesterday, we heard about the urban rainwater harvesting, largely limited to urban environment, although similar thing can be implemented. They are being implemented across different parts of the country. But today, we have a pioneer who has been doing this as his life's odyssey. And we are glad that we have him today. That is none other than the waterman of the country, Dr. Rajendra Singh. I'm so glad. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor, for the brief inaugural remarks. Now I may request Mr. Nandakumar to give a brief Rajendra Singh, and I request Mr. Rajendra Singh to start his presentation once Nandakumar completes his introduction. Thank you. Mr. Nandakumar, can you brief about Dr. Rajendra Singh?
There are some glitches at his end, seemingly.
So I take the pleasure, I am Shripati here, I take the pleasure of introduction of Shri Rajendra Singh, who is the founder and president of Tarun Bharat Sangh. He has kindly consented to deliver the second lecture of the webinar series on harvesting. His title of today's discussion would be on community-driven, decentralized water management and rainwater harvesting systems and the impacts that it is already creating at several places across the country. And he would present some of his experiences, and it's not 1 or 2 years, it's been a 45 years of journey that he's been doing this for this country, and he's been awardee of several big prizes, Stockholm Water Prize and so on. I don't have much time to say something about him, but now I would leave it to Dr. Rajendra Singh for his presentation.
Thank you, Shripati ji, Nandakumar ji, all friends of and professors and water activists. Today, I am discussing the Indian community have a indigenous knowledge system, but modern education system not allow that they can do the work by the indigenous knowledge system of water management. So they forget. And today we are facing the global challenges of due to the profit competition, the global economic net is very strong, and due to the strong of that global economic net, so the our security net is very weak. So the social security, water security, climate security, food security, these securities globally is now very challenging. So today you can start my presentation with first slide. Show my first slide, please. First slide. Yes, thank you. So you can see the now the forced migration from the Central Western Asian countries and African countries moving toward to Europe. And now the landscape very dangerous of the urban future of Europe. And now the tension between the uh, Central Western Asian countries and African countries and European countries, but this not we not seen very clearly. But in last 5 years, I visit these countries, and I seen due to the forced migration, the now I seen the changes in Paris. Before the Paris is a peaceful city, but now the completely very tense city. So the all over the Europe, this tension is coming, and I don't know when the third world water war is coming due to these type of the forced migration. So, but the challenges, yes, very big challenges. But the solution is very easy. Uh, if we can start globally community-driven decentralized water management, so the people can understand this water is not only for us. This water is for all planet, for the trees, for the ocean, for the earth, for humankind, and for life. So we understand the importance of water, and I think when we realize it, the importance, so we can start one hand conservation and other hand disciplined use of water. So you can see the next slide. You can see the solution. The solution in my area start in first work in uh, 85, and I see the impact in after 2 years is very nicely the water come in the well, and the reverse migration start. So this type of the community driven decentralized water management is a real solution for this globe. So now I am coming in my country. You can see the next slide. My country is last year the 17th state facing the scarcity of water, and 365 district and 90 district facing the crisis of flood. So drought and flood increase every year. Why this drought and flood increasing? Because we teach the technology of extraction. So now everywhere we are giving the solution of the by the technology of solution. So due to this technology, slide, next slide, next slide, please. So due to the no back, back. Back. Yes. Due to the technology of extraction, no, forward. Next. Yes. Thank you. Uh, Due to the very much glorified, we've glorified the technology of the extraction. So due to the technology of extraction, discharge, you go back. The 72% underground aquifer is overdraft. Please go, yes, 72% underground aquifer is overdraft, and we discharging the water everywhere, but we are not recharging the water. We are not nurturing the nature. We are not doing the technology of the nourishment of nature. So if we just teaching the technology of the extraction and exploitation of earth and of aquifer and nature, so this crisis come. My all rural area in the decade of 80s displaced to the cities. Nobody, just the old people living in the villages, and they are all facing the crisis of the night blindness due to the malnutrition. So I am a doctor. That time I start the treatment of the malnutrition. But one old man teach me, and he told me, Rajendra, we don't need your medicine, we don't need your education, we need water. So you start the water. So I told, I don't understand about the water. So he told me, I can teach you in 2 days. So my teacher teach me in 2 days. You can see the slides, what my teacher teach me. Next slide. Next slide. Yes. So in our underground aquifers, the two type of the fractures, confined vertical fracture, unconfined horizontal fracture, and he put in the well and he asked me, what you see in the well? The well is that time dry, no drop, not a single drop in the well. So I told this well is in the state fractures. So he teach me, if the fracture state, so you can create a water body here and water going in the underground aquifer, and sun can't take that water from the underground aquifer. If the water on surface, so the evaporation loss is very high in Rajasthan, so you not allow the evaporation loss, so you start the recharging the aquifer. So you see my river, the 6 type of the aquifers. Next, yes, these 6 type of the aquifer. So he teach me the aquifers, and he teach me, one day he teach me in geohydroscience, and next day he teach me the surface engineering. Next. You see, we start where the water, how much water coming and how much water going to the aquifers. So we start with the resource mapping, and we all water bodies we decided by the community where we need the water body and how much water catch and how much water recharge. So that simple ordinary calculations they understand. Next. And where the steep slopes, so there we make a jhal. This is the convex design, small structure, because the steep slopes water pressure divided with this convex design. Next. Where the gentle slopes, so there we make a concave design. Next. Where the gentle slopes, so we make a straight design structure. So next. So these three simple surface natural engineering they teach me, and due to this engineering, very not so much material needed, the all local material we use in these structures, and not a single structure broken, the all structure we create the 11,800 water bodies in my 19 districts. Due to these water bodies, our well is recharged. Next, before this well is completely dry, not a single drop. Now this well have the water is only 8 feet deep. So this is the big change. 250,000 wells recharged by 11,800 water bodies. Next, next, you can see the impact. You can see the impact. Before these hills is barren and no water in the river. So just the people migrating by the path of river to the rural to the urban, rural to urban. Now my river is flowing and both sides agriculture doing and the hill is green. Next, this is the that the before slide is where the river is start, and this is the place where the river end. You see the red line. This is the last water body of these river. We create more than 600 water bodies in this river, and now this river is completely with water. And before this river, before these structure, this river, you can see the tree, the very small tree. Now this is the big tree, big change in the river, and this river is flowing. So this is a simple science, and due to the simple sense, the science with sense, the science with common sense, they use by the community only the science with the common sense. And due to the science of the common sense, the my area, my ecology, and my rivers and my agriculture land is green and flourish. Next, this is the a impact study by the remote sensing Hyderabad. They say this is the big change but now you can see the uh, 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 change in this region, and visually you can see the greenery, and due to the greenery, now this river is flowing, and this red color is the greenery increasing. Next, so due to this all effort, this river is rejuvenate and flowing, and these work start with the rural community and for the all river basin. Next, I can suggest some solution. This country now the most of the water using for agriculture, and due to the climate change, my farmers not understand the rain pattern. So now is the time when the scientists and technocrats and engineers can teach to the Indian community due to the climate change, erratic rains, cloud bursts, and if you can teach the Indian farmer community, so the Indian farmer community can make the link with the crop pattern with rain pattern. We done in my area. I can say today, due to the understanding of this changing the rain pattern, my farmers make a river parliament, and that river parliament make a rules and regulations how what type of the crops we are growing and what type of crops we are not growing. And you know, the silting creating a scarcity of water, erosion creating the scarcity of water, and silting creating flood. When the silt deposit in the bed of the river, so water level go high and going both side to the rural area and urban area, so they are facing flood. And when where the erosion, so if no soil there, so no water moisture there, no farming there, so the scarcity of water start with the erosion, and the flood start with the silting. I can say today we needed a technology of the nourishment of nature and recharging the underground aquifers. If we recharging the underground aquifers, so we control the evaporation loss, and we, our real bank is the underground aquifer. Our RBI is not the RBI in Mumbai. Our real RBI is the underground aquifers. If we know our underground aquifer is empty, so our RBI is empty, because the Indian people depend on farming, and if no water in the well, so no farming, so migration start and moving to the urban, and Indian urban landscape facing the crisis of the population and crisis of the changing the rain pattern. So we can start this work ridge to valley in a sustainable watershed management. So if we start this work today, we facing the scarcity of water. So due to these more water we are using in agriculture, so we can make less water use, but we can increase the production in the agriculture if we start the rain pattern with uh, crop pattern. Next. He is my teacher. You see, sitting on the rock. Before, when no water, so he taking bath in a two time in a year. Now he is taking bath two time in a day. So this is the big change, and he is the happiest person of this world, because before no water, no food, no milk, no milky animals. Now the big change in the village, and he is very happy. He is the Johat is like swimming pool, a natural swimming pool, not need of the purification of the water, and he is happy because he not allow the dirtiness of the human dirtiness moving toward to the Johar. So they make a discipline. Nobody is sitting the for the latrine or bathroom in the source of water, where the water comes uh, from the hill or catchment area. So the catchment area they make maintain clean, and water, clean water gather in the Johar, in the ponds. Next. Before this land very much eroded, and when the water conservation start, so the water recharging, and our sandy soil, the water penetrate and water level come up. We start the vegetables growing without irrigation, because we are sowing the seed where the moisture, and the plants come out and putting the dry soil, and now my vegetables going to Mumbai, more than 300 villages. Before, these villagers depending on the truck operators company, because they at that time doing the bildari, and now my rural youth giving the employment to the truck operators, because the vegetable sending to the Azadpur Mandi of Delhi, and the Rajasthan vegetables is the high one number there. So this is the big change, topographical landscape change, and the lifestyle change. Now the sub some people growing uh, flower, way, what flower using less water. So this discipline, one hand they start the water harvesting, and other hand they make a disciplined use of water, and they start the skill development in efficient use of water. So we need both, one hand harvesting and conservation, and other hand discipline use and skill of efficient use of water. So now we are drip irrigation, different type of the technology uh, they are using for growing much and using less. Next, next, next. Yes, you can see the crop pattern in my area. Our all crops with the trees, and the trees supporting the maintaining the moisture in the soil, and we are growing the crops the long root like mustard. You can see the yellow color. So these mustard deep rooted, so if no rains, the moisture can sustain, they can use for a long time. So the trees and the crops both we are growing. Next. My dear friend, this my reason, you can see this slide, the impact of TBS work. Before, just the clouds come from the Arabian Sea, and these clouds moving toward to the greenery. The next slide. And the most of the clouds give the water to the green area is in Western Ghat or Eastern Ghat or Satpura forest. But my area is in the red region, you can see. And but we are where we are working, you can see the uh, yellow region. Next. So these clouds moving to windy, and the blue heat and green heat, both is meet, and the rains is going there. But this is the man-made red heat, because due to the mining in Aravali in my region. So my area under these arrow, red heat. So these clouds come and they go away. They are not giving the rain in my region. So I am completely without water. My area completely rain shadow area before. So what we done next? We done in this region 11,800 water bodies in a continuity, in a ridge to valley approach, and we not follow the political and administrative boundary. Never follow. We follow the natural boundary. So where the valleys, so we start these water bodies, but the rains is not coming. When the rain is not coming, uh, we create water body, but no rains. So rains in only in the green area. Next slide. So we divert the water in our water bodies, and our water bodies in the initial stage, some water bodies with water. And after when my water body is perennial, so you can see the big change in the next slide. Next slide. So the micro uh, the clouds come And the my area is the micro clouds, and the macro clouds come from the Arabian Sea. Next slide. Yes. So my area is micro clouds, and macro clouds come from the Arabian Sea. So when the micro and macro clouds meet, so very good rains in my region. You can see in next slide. Very good rains. So the big change in a very simple way, in a very simple work, and very small work. Next slide. So now you can see the impact in last 37-year work. The two type of the Alido impact. One is the underground and one is on upper surface. So the underground, when the well is recharged, 250,000 well recharged, so the water come and agriculture is start and people is come back to on the land and they start the work. And that reverse migration is creating a prosperity and greenery and water. So जो पानी जो इलाका बेपानी था वो पानीदार बन गया. जो there is the scarcity, now is the my small river is recharged, and they are the water, and the wells is what wells have the water. So one impact is the underground impact, and the other impact is per due to the greenery is because the moisture heat, the reflection is start, and when I start the work, that time only 2% greenery on this region, and that 2% greenery due to the Sariska forest, because I am working in the Sariska region. So the only Sariska forest greenery we have that time 2%. Now the greenery is the 48%. The crops and greenery of the forest and these all increase. So due to this increase the greenery, temperature, our temperature going down, and due to the greenery and moisture in the soil, a big change in my region, and now the people start the reverse in the on the land, and they are working due to the recharge well. So next, my dear friend, the water is climate, and climate is water, and the water is planet, and the planet is water. The one water and one this planet. So this water is not for anyone. This water for everyone. So we can think jointly about the water conservation and water harvesting and about the water use. If we're not thinking in this way, we can't move. So thank you very much. You give the full time to me and you listen me. If you have any question, so you can ask the question. You know, I'm not a student of the English. I am the student of the Hindi. So my English is very poor. So something if you not understand and some your questions, so you can ask the question.
Thank you, Dr. Rajendra Singh. This is Sripati here. For the, we thank you for the excellent insights that you have been providing the world on various aspects of rainwater harvesting, particularly the community-driven systems on water management systems and rainwater harvesting. Before we started this series, you gave us something on Hindi. Would you repeat it now? You sang a song, I believe.
Thank you.
For the benefit of participants, let them also listen to that before we take up the slew of questions that we received from participants.
Okay. Thank you, Sripati. So I can singing the song.
Yes.
बादल तो आते थे मेरे गांव में, पर बरसते नहीं थे वो, रूठ कर चले जाते थे कहाँ, मैं नहीं जानती। अब बादल आते हैं मेरे गांव में, रूठते नहीं है वो, बरसते हैं मेरे गांव में, बरसते हैं मेरे खेत में, मेरे खेत में हो गई है खेती और हरियाली, और कुएं में आ गया है पानी। अब मेरा बेटा और बहू भी लौट आए हैं, जो गांव छोड़कर चले गए थे, अब करने लगे हैं वो खेती। मुझे लग
I think your audio is not clear now. You started with a good audio. Now we have lost that audio. Mr. Rajendra Singh, you're able to hear us?
I think we lost the link.
We are waiting for Dr. Rajendra Singh to rejoin. Before he rejoins, may I request our fellow panelists, Mr. A.R. Shivakumar, Mr. Saravanan, Mr. Vijay Raj, to take up some questions or put some questions to Dr. Rajendra Singh, if you may have something. We have also a set of questions already.
प्रोफेसर साहब, कुछ तकनीकी दिक्कत हो गई।
ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर। अभी सुनाई दे रहा है सर?
सुनाई दे रहा है ना?
हाँ
तो
सर,
अभी तो मेरा गीत पूरा हो गया कि दोबारा गाना है?
दोबारा गा दीजिए सर। बीच में कट गया था।
बादल तो आते हैं हर साल मेरे गांव में, पर बरसते नहीं है वो, रूठ कर चले जाते हैं कहाँ, मैं नहीं जानती। अब बादल आता है मेरे गांव में, बरसता है वो, मेरे खेत में, मेरे कुएं में आया है पानी। अब होने लगी है खेती। और बहू जो रूठ कर चले गए थे दिल्ली, अब वो लौट आए हैं मेरे गांव में और खेती करते हैं। मुझे लगता है कि मेरा बुढ़ापा अब अच्छे से गुजरेगा। मैं अब सुख शांति से चली जाऊंगी उसके पास।
धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद Dr. Rajendra Singh for the excellent kavita that you have delivered us today.
Thank you, Sripati.
Rainwater harvesting was a kavita for us, and the kavita which you said is again really enterprising. And I request our fellow panelists, if you may have some questions, you can ask Dr. Rajendra Singh. Before we have a set of questions from the participants. Mr. Shivakumar, question?
Yeah, Rajendra Singh, namaskar.
नमस्कार, नमस्कार। कैसे हैं?
आई एम फाइन, थैंक यू। बहुत अच्छा हुआ आपसे मिलके आज, बहुत दिन के बाद मिल रहे। A wonderful philosophy as well as the practical oriented session you gave. Hats off to you to bring people together. The technology is available at various places, but bringing together the people and especially the youths. And that's why Tarun UX, this one, the organization name itself will bring together the people. The nation should do that. In fact, whenever the people who can make a difference, can understand the philosophy as well as the technique of this water or any other aspect for that matter, can bring in a big change. And that's going to change our culture as well as the society, where we start respecting water. The respect for water in your region has come back. We hope it will come to every corner of our country, where we have the start worshipping and start respecting water. The conservation and rainwater harvesting will automatically start coming into that. Can you please throw us light on आप कैसे किया वो सब young generation को इकट्ठे करने के लिए, who are not very particular about doing something in the village level or in the remote, where either the government should do or panchayat should do and others should do. You said that you do it and you get it done, so that the community will get benefited and you also will get benefited. Kindly throw some light. कुछ बता दीजिए इसमें.
हाँ डॉक्टर साहब तुम्हारा बहुत अच्छा सवाल है. So nice. You asked the very good question, who is very much near of my heart. Shiv Kumar ji, you understand, when I start the work, that is not my agenda. The agenda of the old people. So that time, this agenda is not the young people. The only agenda of the old people who is living with the disease of malnutrition, of night blindness. So they say, if the water so the all young people come back to the village. So that time I not confident, Shivakumar. Really, I am not confident. But you know,
Okay.
I am a crazy man. So I say, okay, we can start.
In one
this
sense,
work.
we are all.
And-
In one sense, we are all crazy. That's why we do this crazy things so that the society get benefited.
So we
Right.
start, and the young people come back. So the old people of my villages, they motivate them. They motivate. I not motivate. They motivate. So you know, he done the water in the Gopalpura village. So our village can also live with water, and we can grow the crops. So when the young people come back to the own village, and they start the work, and you know, the mind is very lalchi, very profit oriented. So when the water they see in the well, so they start the sugarcane and paddy. So I told, you know, your future not with sugarcane, not with paddy. You can just only grow 1 year, not more than 1 year. So the old people teaching them, and they say, no, we not need the sugarcane, we not need the peat paddy, we not grow the any water extensive vegetable. So they start thinking about the crop pattern, and the crop pattern start with the join with the rain pattern. So they see the impact, visual impact, and when they see the visual impact, the young people are very much encouraging and activating, and they come back and they start the work. And the wonderful thing, Shiv Kumarji, when they see the impact on the own land, so they start the water walk,
Right.
they start the journey for the relative. Those they start the relative network water literacy, and this we start a very simple way in a one village called Gopalpura. After that, this work is reapplicating and scaling up. So this work only reapplicating and scaling up due to the involvement of the woman, before the woman and old people, and after that the young people,
Young.
young women and young men. So they take the responsibility. And I can say, really very much encouraging, raising my heart when I remembering these days, the what type of the people start this movement in a big way.
A contagious
Now,
movement.
yes, continuous
Contagious
movement.
from one to the
Eh,
other.
yes, yes,
Yeah, correct.
yes. So
So
this
may I request any other panelists to have any questions? Do we have any questions from other panelists?
Shripati, let me say the following.
Yeah.
Presentation of Dr. Rajendra Singh was so motivating. You know, emotions come out. His poem was also bringing the, you know, the emotions of the land. What you just answered to Mr. Shivakumar is very clearly points out to the need of a very strong rural fabric. The family, the village, the ecosystem as a whole is working for water conservation. Now, one of the major problems education has done or modern education has done is sort of creating nuclear families. And as a result, the network, the rural fabric gets disturbed. So now question obviously is, when you start replicating this across the country, do you envision that the current fabric of the society, unless it is not in a position to appreciate the past, we may not get back our rural wealth? What do you think about this thought?
Very good. You know that now the rural fabric is very much destroyed, very much destroyed. That time when I start this work, the all joint family, and that the joint family, they feel a very deep relationship and very deep fabric with the relationship network, not only family, the relation of the family, and the different, very far away the village, but they feel this is my family. So due to that, that time, that relationship network is very strong. And that relationship network is a security network. You know, the two words in Hindi. One is labh, labh means profit. And the other word is subh. शुभ मीन्स जो लाभ होता है वो पर्सनल के लिए होता है, न्यूक्लियर फैमिली सोचती है, और जो शुभ होता है वो सबके लिए होता है, वो सबके पुण्य के लिए होता है. So the subh, you can use the word subh, interpret in the security of social security, climate security, or health security. These words, if we can integrate, so we can make a word called in Hindi Subh, सबके भले के लिए, सबके साझे पुण्य के लिए, सब तरह का भला जिससे होता हो. तो ये जो हमारे देश में शुभ का चिंतन था, वो जो फैब्रिक थी वो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग थी. उसी के कारण मैं आज आपके सामने इतनी बड़ी बातें कर पाया कि हमने 12 रिवर को रिजोनेट किया. मैं कह पाया कि 11,800 वाटर बॉडी बनाई. इसलिए कह पाया कि मैं उस फैब्रिक का हिस्सा था. उस फैब्रिक में मैं उस फैब्रिक में बुन गया था. इसलिए today, if we not just the glorify to the rural culture, rural wisdom, or time tested experience of the rural area. I'm just saying the experience of my direct experience of my life in my work is 45-year old, but 37 years only for water, for nature, for society, for community. So today, if we are thinking in the context of the country, the COVID-19, after the COVID-19, the all over the country, the young people going back to the rural area. So that migration is a really, really crucial point when this country can create a गांवों का गणराज्य भारत. गांवों का गणराज्य भारत यदि बनाना है तो now is the best time, because the young people now thinking we are not safe in the urban area, we are moving to the rural area, we are putting the null of the birth time. So that relation they remind. So we can start with the rural community. If we can start with this work in the rural community, so now we can start with the indigenous knowledge system. and the wisdom of the local youth and local people. If we can link with them this work, so we start five things. One, with this the soil of the village and water of the village and the fertilizer we can create it in the village, compost and other, and we can create a big way organic agriculture, and we can create a much greenery. I can say one small slogan when I singing that slogan in 40 year before. गांव की माटी गांव में, गांव का पानी गांव में, गांव में बने गोबर की खाद, हर घर रखे अपना बीज, ग्राम सभा अमावस्या के दिन मिले और करे सारे फैसले गांव के हित के, तब होगा गांव में ग्राम स्वराज। तो यदि हम सचमुच अपने भारत को दोबारा से रिजुनेट करना चाहते हैं और ग्लोबल टीचर बनाना चाहते हैं इंडिया को दोबारा, तो भारत अपने गांवों को ठीक करने से ही दुनिया को रास्ता बता सकता है।
Thank you, Dr. We have a question from Moses Egor from Uganda. Mr. Moses,
Okay.
I believe you are from Uganda.
Yes, please.
Can you proceed with your question?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sripati and the rest of the panelists. And for to the presenter, I really appreciate your insights. In Uganda here, especially in my village, we have two rainy seasons. And there is a common swamp in which everybody goes to graze their animals. It is a communal grazing ground. But for most of the year, this grazing ground is dry. So if someone tried to implement Dr. Singh's ideas, you would most likely face resistance from politicians and local leaders and possibly even the individual landowners. So I would like to know if possibly he went through similar challenges when he was trying to implement what he did.
Thank you, Moses. Dr. Singh?
Moses, I face a lot of problem when I start this work. The all problem created by the politicians and government. When I create a first water body in Gopalpura village, so my irrigation department give the notice against me and put the case. Irrigation Drainage Act 1954, Section 55 and Section 58 putting against me. And they say, this water related with the government of Rajasthan, you can't stop this water here. This water for the government of Rajasthan. I told, no, this water, who have this land and the clouds give the water for the farmers, for the farming. So this water related with farmers. And this type of the, you know, how many cases? 377 cases putting against me. When I create the water body, so they put the case. But I fortunate, my country is a really democratic country. The President of India, Mr. K.R. Narayanan, they say he is doing the water Swaraj. भारत को स्वावलंबी बनाने के लिए जल स्वराज्य का काम कर रहा है, इसलिए मैं उसका काम देखने जाऊंगा। सरकारों के मना करने के बाद, पॉलिटिशियंस के मना करने के बावजूद, my President of India visit us and the all case gone away. And you know, the Indian democracy have some greatness. They change the act. So this type of the lot of problem I faced when I start this work. So the mining lobby, they are going deep and deep. So we start the water conservation and that water going to the mines. So my well is dry. So I fight the case against the mining, and the Supreme Court of India give the great decision. And that time, a great Chief Justice Venkat Chalaya, he is working for the rejuvenating the rivers and nature and this mining. One hand, the government putting the money for the conservation of the name of the forest, and this government giving the lease in the forest area, and this destroy the all ecosystem. So the all mines is stopped. 472 mines is stopped. So I fight always and I win always. Yes, taking time, but this nature helps, because I am not working for me, I am working for nature. So nature helped me, and people help me, and community help me. My community is standing every time with me. My people is standing with me. So my dear friend may say, yes, this type of the action creating a lot of problem.
Thank you, Dr.
Why this
Thank you,
is
Dr.
so?
Singh. It's been a good reply to Mr. Moses. And we have one Professor Sandeep Malhotra also online. Probably that would be the last call for this Q&A. Since we have several questions, I apologize that we will not be able to take up all the questions to Dr. Singh. I would request Professor Sandeep Malhotra to ask his question, please. Professor Sandeep, can you unmute yourself and ask the question? Professor Sandeep?
Yes, I'm getting it.
Yes, please.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Please introduce yourself, from which place you are.
I am Professor Sandeep Malhotra from Allahabad University.
Thank you, sir.
These days it is called the town. Since we are at the bank of River Ganges, a lot of water flowing is non-polluted, and it's a wonderful opportunity for us to get a clean water. But little did we realize that once again things will start in about a week's time, and we will get some very difficult things, and there is no rainwater, there is no river water inside the bank. I went to the Ganges this morning also. So the question is, who will make the government understand that what will happen to the riparian wetlands when we don't get water in the mainstream river Ganges, particularly in these months, May and June?
Dr. Singh?
Yes, very good question, my dear friend. This question is really very much near of my heart, because my friend Professor G.D. Agrawal, the day of Ganga Dasahra, he start for this right of the Mother Ganga water, and I spend my long time with this fight for Ganga. Your question is very good, but we have the riparian right. The Allahabad have riparian right, Banaras have, Patna have. But we not say to this government, we have the three type of the water in Ganga. One is A class water. A class water, the clean natural water comes from the Himalaya. And that water we are using only for sugar cane. We can grow the sugarcane in the C class water. But my government is not bothered about this misusing of the water. And my government is not bothered about the riparian right. They not bothered about the all things. So the all water going to the irrigation, more than 95% water going to the irrigation for the sugarcane. And rest of water, they are taking drinking water. I suggest to this government of India and government of UP and other 5 states, when I am the member of the Ganga Basin Authority. So I told the A class water we can allow flowing to the Ganga, because this is the right of the Ganga. This is the riparian right. So if we are saying the Ganga is mother, so we give the respect to the river and we give the right of the river. And the water of the cities, we can put after the treatment in the canal, and that water can grow the sugar cane, because the sugar cane grow the water in the sea glass, but nobody listening. So if you
Dr.
are
Singh.
thinking about the riparian right, so you think about the use of water, what we are doing and where going the water. We are saying Ganga Mai, पर गंगा से करते हैं कमाई. तो जब आप माई से कमाई करने लगते हैं, तब गंगा गंगा के अधिकारों की बात हमारे कोर्ट ऑफ उत्तराखंड ने कहा. The court of Uttarakhand give the judgment. The Ganga is a river like human being, but my government of India take the stay in Supreme Court. So you can understand the intention of the governments about the Ganga.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. And now I once again apologize to all the people who have raised their hands for asking the questions. I would now leave it to Dr. Ramya Dwivedi to sum up the whole session and take us to the next day of the webinar series. Over to Ramya.
Thank you, Shripati. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Shri Rajendra Singh ji. It was a pleasure, and हम लोगों की बोलती बंद हो गई आपको सुनकर. So
thank you, Ramya. मैं तो ऐसा आदमी नहीं हूँ कि किसी की बोलती बंद करूँ.
I mean, I meant we are speechless. So thank you once again. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. And I hope.
Welcome, Ramya.
Okay.
Welcome.
And I'm here to brief on our next speaker for tomorrow, Mr. Vijay Raj, who's a Director of Farmland Rainwater Harvesting System. And he is also one of the fighters for water causes, and his company has been awarded many national and international awards for the work that he has done all over our country. And so let's all join us tomorrow to hear him out. And I hope you're sharing the word about our webinars and the message that we are hearing from great water stalwarts that we have had for the past 2 days, and look forward to your continued support and engagement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.